rolling?
We're rolling.
Click.
Yes.
All right. Well, my name's Alan O'Brien. I grew up on a small family tobacco farm in Reidsville, North Carolina. And the year that I graduated high school, which was 1974, there you have it, I moved to Nashville to go to engineering school with the idea that I would also play music and just see what I could get into. So I went to Nashville State Technical Institute and I got a degree in electronic engineering technology. And while I was in school, I got a job playing music that very next year with James Monroe, and I was part of the Monroe entourage for about 4 years. So when I moved to the area, I lived with a couple of cousins out on Dickerson Road. Very quickly, like within a year, I think I moved to down like a block off of Belmont, a block away from Belmont University. So I was down in that area for, I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 years, and it became apparent I was not cut out to be a city boy. And I met my wife while I was living there. She was going to Vanderbilt. And so I was looking for a place to get out of town and saw an ad for a rental in Kingston Springs. Didn't know anything about Kingston Springs, didn't know what it was, but I went out there and saw this little shingle house on what's called the drive there, Moore's Circle. Moore's Circle was Doc Moore's old driveway, and his son's wife, Mildred, was my landlord. And so I lived there for a couple of 3 years until Kathy and I bought our first house up in Kingston Springs. And that was in 1982. And then in 1989, and all this time I was playing music. I worked in the electronics field for about 4 years. Went to work with a band out of Virginia and, did road work. But in 1989, I bought a house here in Pegram that was up off of Beverly Hills Drive, where you turn in and you start to hear the banjos playing. And it felt more like home to me. I was in the volunteer fire department in Kingston Springs the whole time I lived there. But by the time I came here, I had 2 small kids and was out on the road a lot because I started Nashville Bluegrass Band in 1984, and so we were in the thick of it by that time. But living here, living in the woods, small town feel, like I used to tell folks, we've got a railroad crossing, we've got a community center, and an old store across the road, and that's where we're at now. We're in the building of the Fiddling Pig, which is the short name for the Middle Tennessee Musical Heritage Center. And so now that I'm not on the road anymore, since COVID, I'm here teaching banjo and mandolin and a little guitar, about that big. But it's home. Both of my boys grew up here. They went to Pegram Elementary School. They went to the middle school in Kingston Springs. They went to high school in Kingston Springs. Both of them married ladies that they went to school with. And my youngest son lives like 6 miles away. My older son lives 1.8 miles from my driveway. And a lot of people that they went to school with that that were some of the kids that were as likely to wake up on my couch as my own kids in my house, they're now the people that I buy my tires from, that provide my phone service, and that kind of thing. And people that I've met through the years, it's just, it's a neighborhood, and it's a real community, with a ball field with the kids playing ball, and 4th of July parades here down the main street, and that sort of thing. Where I live, I'll just pinch myself every day because, there's I wake up and I look at, and there's trees, 300 degrees around the house. And one of the absolute best things about where I'm living are the neighbors. I can go up and down the street. I can name you every one of the neighbors in every one of the houses, with the exception of maybe a couple of new ones that I haven't gotten to meet yet. But that's very different from the experience I had, when I lived in Nashville. And I know a lot of people in Nashville, but living out here is just really amazing. The wildlife, the barbecue on the 4th of July, the Christmas in the park. Every Christmas, we play at the church. We do a Christmas Eve service at the church, and folks that I've known since the first year that I moved to Nashville are sitting in the congregation. So it's like that.
I love it.